Hello everyone, welcome to this Philotreat discussion, Uncomfortable Questions Club. Before we move forward to the discussion, let me tell you about our group, Philotreat. So, Philotreat, as you all know or might not be knowing so far, it's a space for people who think deeply and they want to feel quietly and they want to see clarity. So, this is not a self help group, this is not a motivation group, or this is not something like a lecture session or something. This is an interactive and discussion based group. This is a kind of inquiry plus inner work that we look forward to. So we gather online discussions every time so that we can deal with complicated ideas, we can explore philosophy, and we can really make our experiences of life a better one. So let me introduce you to the community members. We have a lot of members, but here I have mentioned few names who are very regular, who are very much interested towards the discussion. Okay. And of course, I will be introducing you to our guest speaker also. So my name is Dr. Madhvi Prasad, and I'm working as an assistant professor here in Bangalore in Jain University. So my area is also philosophy and spiritual studies. We have with us Professor and Dr. Daniel Del Monte also, who is from United States, and he's also philosophy professor. And of course, we have with us Dimitris, who is from Greece, and he is an educator. I will be discussing more about him. We have a very intellectual research scholar. Aisha is here with us, and she's very active, and she published a very good level, good quality of research paper. We also have with us Bhavna, who is also research scholar from Goa University. So we have all these members with us. So let me introduce you to our speaker guest who is with us. Dimitris, can you say hello to everyone so that I can initiate your discussion?
Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. It's so nice to be here and sharing our ideas with you today.
Thank you so much, Dimitris. So Dimitris Renis is an educator and he's an English language expert, literature teacher. He is an adult education trainer with 25 years of experience in public secondary and post-secondary education. He is a very good researcher, author, and academic writer on educational and philosophical topics. He holds a degree in English philology from Aristotle University. Dimitris, please help me with the pronunciation uh, of this
Yeah,
university and the place.
Thessal it is in Thessaloniki, in the northern part of Greece.
Okay. And he has also two postgraduate degree in teaching English as a foreign international language and in educational administration and evaluation. He has authored The Universal Philosophical Theory, which uncovers Plato's Atlantis. He is the founder of the Universal Philosophical Community, the White Tower, UPC, the White Tower, since 2023, and which is about analyzing the tetra education, philosophy, theology, geopolitics. The UPC, the White Tower community, collaborates with philosophers, scientists, citizens, and organizations worldwide to investigate global issues of our era. And it aims to achieve solutions that are commonly accepted and sustainable. Community, you can find it on LinkedIn, and the work is also posted on YouTube and Substack, so you can get connected with it. Also, you can connect with our work in website www.philotreat.com. As you all can see, the topic for today is why are we exhausted even when nothing is wrong? So for first half of this session, Dimitris is going to share his thoughts, his ideas, philosophical visions, and later on, we all are going to dive deep into the topics. We are going to ask questions and we are going to discuss it so far. So here you can see I have just listed four of the subtopics that we can discuss on this issue. That first is emotional backlog that we actually feel when we have unprocessed stories, fears, unresolved micro stresses, and that can be the cause of our exhaustion and our inner fear. We also have inner noise, like our mind is never at rest, and that is why meditation is so much popular these days. So this can also be the issue where where we feel so exhausted. We also have existential overload, like what we should do, who should we become, how should we live, all this kind of stress always go on, kind of running to our mind and disturb us and in our day-to-day life. Also, we have identity incoherence, like carrying multiple roles. So I'm sure that everyone here are carrying multiple roles. Some of you are professionals, you have personal life also, you have emotional life also, social life also. So many lives we are living. So how we can find peace with all these lives? So that is what we are going to take it ahead. Of course, Dimitris is going to share light and vision to this. So, uh, okay, so I will just, uh, you know, give this stage to Dimitris to continue with the talk. And before that, if you have not joined to our group, that is Philotreat, it's not compulsory, it's not I'm advertising or something. It is all your choice. If you want to join us, you can scan this QR code and you can join us. It's a private group, and we have a lot of restrictions also here. So if you wish to join, you can join it, where you can get information about our reflective sessions, and you can meet deep thinkers, seekers. And also, if you're interested, you can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and of course, you can check our website, philotreat.com. All right. So I will just stop the screen now and would invite Dimitris to go ahead with your presentation and talk.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Dr. Madbi. In fact, today I had a very interesting discussion with my students at school, high school students, on meaninglessness. And they asked me, what is the meaning of life, sir? Where is the meaning of life? And I answered back by saying that we can't actually locate it, especially if we're searching in the wrong place. Of course, my today's presentation is not going to be actually a lecture, but presentation taken from the books and the articles that the mentor of our philosophical community, Dr. Dimitris Georgopoulos, has written so far. And I would also like to borrow some ideas of his regarding Heidegger and what exactly Heidegger is trying to do in his attempt to find the meaning of life. So there have been many narratives which have been offered to us all along in terms of what kind of meaning is offered to life. Narratives involving a universal meaning of life. Of course, we all know the work of Nietzsche regarding the death of God in the late 19th century. His work, The Death of God, we all know, entails also the death of the effort to discover a universal meaning. But Nietzsche himself thinks that the meaning of life is power, whereas most of the philosophers after his work, The Death of God, generally agree that there's no meaning of life as such, and life is meaningless. And Nietzsche himself tried to do away with the ism movements, such as absurdity, nihilism, positivism, liberalism, and all these movements that actually prevented human beings from finding a real meaning in life. And what Nietzsche was actually trying to do is to make people think deeper in themselves in their attempt to find some meaning. So there were two major opinions back then. On the one hand, that life in general is meaningless. And on the other hand, that if life in general is meaningless, it does not follow that my life, your life, is also meaningless. So there was a need to find meaning in your life, that in the sense that life needs meaning to be worth living. So human beings were trying to bring dignity to their own lives and ensure a dignified experience. Of course, the universal meaning also plays a role in such an experience, a human experience, provided that human beings are aware of this dialectical relationship between the individual meaning on the one hand and the universal meaning, which are interrelated. Now, Heidegger himself follows a different path from other philosophers who are negativists. Heidegger holds that the meaning of someone's life is not grounded in the individual, but in the community. We all know his famous work, on the Dasein of being and time. Dasein is actually the existence. When he tries to discover why is the meaning of life lacking in orientation of thought, and what is the meaning of life, he discovers that this kind of question is a tricky question because it entails a false presupposition. The question, what is the meaning of life, entails the presupposition that there exists something like the meaning of life. And Heidegger doesn't like that, because that was the question most of the philosophers were asking at the time. But what he was interested in was to make us find the meaning of life by ourselves, because Heidegger does believe that there is meaning in life itself, and that meaning constitutes the essence of man as such. And what is this essence of man and a human being itself? The essence of human being is to think and preserve, the capability of human beings to think by themselves and preserve. We're going to see what kind of things they should preserve. So Heidegger is well aware of the drama of the human being in the modern planetary era, and that is homelessness. And by homelessness, we mean that the being has no homeland any longer, that its existence, its Dasein, in other words, even though it coexists with others, even though we live together with other human beings, we're not alone in this world, nevertheless, we have no hearth. That is, we have no actual homeland. Why? Because we live in misery and devastation, according to Heidegger. In that sense, there is a downfall of human existence, which is a purely ontological issue. And let us remind of a short quote of Heidegger, who himself says, "On the earth and around it, there occurs a darkening of the world. The most essential events of this darkening are the following: the flight of the gods, the destruction of the earth, the massification of man, and the promotion of mediocrities." So, how is universality interpreted today? Unfortunately, universality means nothing else but a cosmic darkening of the world. A world, in other words, that is composed of shadows. And if you remember the Platonic allegory of the cave, where all the men were enslaved there without being able to see the light, this cosmic darkening prevents human beings from actually seeing the actual light. That some people that govern this world do not want the spirit of man as a living thing. Instead of having the light and the spirit of man, the spiritual enlightenment, in other words, in its place, shadows prevail. And for Heidegger, shadows are mediocrities. For example, in universities, modern universities. Now, what do philosophers have to do to, let's say, put things in order? So philosophers have to step out into the light themselves and have to seek the true meaning of life. And when we say philosophers, we mean philos sophias. In Greek, that is the friend of wisdom. You don't have to be wise, for example, to delve into philosophy. All you need to do is to be a friend of wisdom, according to the Greek definition of the word philosophia. So this means that philosophical reflection must reflect on the homelessness of human existence. And let us not forget that a human being does not live in this world all alone. He coexists with other human beings. That is, there is the man dwelling in the world. In other words, the man within this cosmic becoming, living in this cosmic becoming. Now, what if someone fails? What if someone doesn't see the light? Does he have to turn into nihilism? That's a trap that Heidegger also recognizes, and he thinks that the man, the living man, the human beings shall never be drowned into these waters of nihilism. Nihilism is something he tries to avoid at all costs. And how? By turning the human beings to think about what the essence of life is. Now, talking about the essence of life, and why am I talking about all these things? Because nowadays we are exhausted, even if nothing goes wrong, because we haven't discovered what the essence of life is. We haven't delved into what Heidegger tries to say, to actually communicate to us, his ideas. And what is the essence of life according to Heidegger? Let's say that the existence consists of two things. On the one hand, the life essence, and on the other hand, the being himself within the world. So if we try to reconciliate these two elements, the life essence on the one hand, and the existential being on the other, we've got, and put them all together, and put these things together, we've got the existence as the essence of being. So in other words, the meaning of life ultimately does what? Converges with the search for the meaning of being. Meaning of life, meaning of being. If you put them together, you've got the existence as a unifying whole, according to Heidegger, who investigates, of course, the meaning of being within the cosmic becoming, as in other words, as human being tries to transform himself spiritually, physically, psychologically, physiologically, if you want. And where is this meaning sought? I mean, where do you have to search for this meaning? Because the phrase dwelling, building, dwelling, thinking, according to Heidegger, it sounds as if dwelling is a residence. So do you have to search for this meaning at home, living all by yourself? Do you have to build a home, a residence to search for the meaning? None of the above. The thing is that the dwelling at home in the world is used metaphorically as to meaning a struggle, actually. When you have to fight in the Heraclitean sense of struggle, as the Heraclitean war. And why do you have to fight? Because you have to resist certain things that try to govern you, because you have to fight for your existence as the existence of being. And what does this mean? You're going to ask me. What does the essence of being mean? It means nothing other than learning how to live, learning to live as you have already found your location in this world, as you have already found your place you belong. For example, if you ask me, where do you think this essence of being is? I would tell you it is there. And what is there? There is where you should belong. And you're going to find, all of us are going to find this place we belong, because we shall be searching for this place. And the characteristics of this existential entity, which is none other than light. So moving from chaos, moving from darkness to phos. Phos is light, according to Heidegger and Heraclitus as well. And where is this light? I mean, you could ask me that as well. Light lies in the nostos. Nostos in Greek is nostalgia. What is nostalgia? If you know the myth of Odysseus, while he tries to return to Ithaca, Ithaca meaning the hearth, the homeland. So the light is the proper place where we should all belong. So it's the proper place to our worldly existence. In other words, the man shall not be uprooted from his historical hearths of his being. A man shall not be uprooted from his historical roots, existential roots, his earth, in other words. And we have to be the guardians of the earth, to be the guardians of our world. And in other words, we have to be authentic inhabitants. We shall go against any kind of technological and ideological fights. We shall go against any natural destruction, extermination of the natural environment in the name of modernization. We've got to have restraint. We've got to put things in order. So in such a way, we could have a change forward and lead our life forward instead of violating the earth and destroying whatever it is to destroy, like the sea waters, like the air, like the earth, which is not fertile anymore. The land is not fertile anymore. The sea population is dying year by year. The forests are being burned. I mean, there's so much destruction in the world today, and Heidegger is against all these technological advancements, which in fact act to the detriment of the earth and against the natural environment. So only then, only if we defend both ourselves and the natural landscape, the natural beauty, can we acquire the true meaning in life. And I would like to close by a short passage of Heidegger, which again highlights our existential meaning, which goes like, how can we dwell on the earth in nature and in the natural environment with restraint, by letting them be free? By them, he means nature, the earth, and the natural environment. Letting them be free, that is, supporting them so that they realize their essence, not subjugating and exploiting them, but protecting them from harm and threat, preserving them. Dwelling thus opens us to an authentic relation with things, not a calculated one, to a familiarization, to a co-presence with them, and not distancing, alienation, or consumer greed. Ultimately, this confesses the truth of being. In the manner of restraint, it does what? It gathers things together. It reassembles the tetraptych, the fourfold, the earth, the sky, the divinities, and the mortals into a unifying and a single whole.
Thank you so
Thanks
much,
for
Dimitris. Yes, so the stage is open to all of you. You all can ask, obviously, the uncomfortable questions with our speaker. Yes, if you have any doubt regarding the presentation that he has given, you can ask it too. So I am sure that about this topic that we have been discussing so far, the exhaustion, how we can feel the energy in our life. We are doing so many activities, we are playing so many roles. Where are we? Are we in this world? Are we able to locate ourselves? Are we able to narrate ourselves? What is our opinion? So, yeah, of course, everyone can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. Or you would like to add some reflections, you can go ahead. So it's just what you're thinking, you can talk about it.
Also, I would be interested in listening to others' opinions and reflections on the topic. That would be also a great challenge, and to know what others also think about how can we actually overcome this tiredness, this exhaustion we feel in our daily life, even if nothing goes wrong, as you very correctly said.
I feel, that we have so many things in our life, so many priorities, so many expectations, so many goals, uncleared dreams, visions, missions. And because so many things are there, we cannot really process it all. The way you were talking about the light and shadows, it really gives a sense that we have to look for the light and we have to ignore the shadows. Yeah. So I think you can reflect more on that part. Like you also talked about mediocre. We don't have to be. Yeah.
Medium,
Anubhuti, you want to ask
yeah.
some questions? So yeah, Anubhuti, you can go ahead.
Hi, Dimitris. Thank you, Madhavi, for this brief description. I don't know what it was all about because this is my first time. I just joined through Meetup. I'm a life coach. And when we talk about philosophies and when you mentioned about dwelling, and one more thing you mentioned about being, which means drama of human era is homelessness, and that is in being. Can you elaborate a little bit more about it? Because I can understand the essence, but it would be really more understandable if you can explain or elaborate a little bit more about being and homelessness, how that uh, could be defined.
Yes, it's all about redefining our existence as the essence of being. Let's say that we're trying to find meaning in life, try to redefine the life essence on the one hand. And on the other hand, we shall not forget that we are ourselves beings. Beings, but not alienated ones. Beings that coexist with others within this cosmic becoming, that is within this world. We're not living in another planet. We're not detached or pretending to be detached or separated or alienated from others. In other words, we do need the others as social beings, something that also helps our socializing with others. Because that's the essence of being, the existential being itself. So if you put these two things together, trying to find meaning on your life on the other hand by coexisting with others as if you really need them on the other hand, you redefine the existence as the essence of being, as something which is, let's say, prerequisite for the success of life, as if this is the prerequisite for the meaning of life, which actually converges with the meaning of being, of human existences. And when I say dwelling, this is used metaphorically. This means that we are trying to find our homeland, metaphorically speaking. That is, where do we actually belong? That is, what are we supposed to do in the first place? Are we supposed to, let's say, to work at a certain location? For example, are we supposed to be living in big cities and in the bustle and hustle of the big cities, or is it our mission that is coming up, which whispers to us that we shall not be doing this anymore, and it's high time that we, let's say, returned to a rural area where we could be happier and find our peace and quiet. That's a thought, only a thought.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if I can connect the dots from what I understood till now is, basically we want to be in being, but we cannot detach. We have to belong because we are in this world. And while we are doing that, we have to get into the dwelling, which means we have to figure out, we have to find and go deep in thinking about the things where we have to go. So you have given an example of road, like if we have to go to a village, and what we are expecting while we are going on road is something which we have to explore without staying or attached to something, because we are finding our being, but we also have to walk towards it to understand more, rather than just sticking to one thought process and just start dwelling from the base of that understanding where we are, which you said as a present, as present or being. Am I understanding it right?
Yes, you're on the right track.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It takes time. It's a continuous struggle. Never-ending struggle. A continuous one.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would love to add to that, if I may. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you please switch on your video also so that we can see you?
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, I believe you can see me. Yeah. So yeah, I'm resonating to this idea of having a destination or an endpoint to attach to, in order to have a meaning of our suffering, I would say, of our struggle, and attach some sort of a meaning. And in the search of, from the beginning, I thought that learning those philosophies, it made me more confused than enlightened. And I found that there must be an ultimate truth than just a speculation about what could be the idea of it. Then I went to religion, and when I studied several religions, that there is the idea of what is afterlife. And in short, most of them, it says that this life is not about this life, as this life is about where are you after. So it's sort of attached why I'm struggling now in this life is just to determine where I am going after. So that idea, it gave me a sense of relief, I would say, that there is a meaning for my struggle and a meaning for striving more even. Yeah, I just wanted to add that. Thank you. I would love to hear your opinion about it, actually.
Dimitris,
Yeah. I mean, we have to always fight for the unexpected in this life. Heidegger points that out. This is a continuous struggle. He is not so much concerned about religion or the authentic sense of the dogmatisms of the religions, but he wants to make sure that all of us put our hearts and minds into whatever we do in our attempt to find our true meaning of being. And that is a continuous fight, not stop. And he also reminds us of the fact that we have to go against any violations against the natural environment. He always reminds us of the fact that we have to stay authentic and stand on our own 2 feet and do whatever it takes to preserve our authenticity and our humanity. Because many philosophers are misunderstood and misinterpreted as they try sometimes to be exaggerating on certain issues. But Heidegger clearly points that out, that we've got an obligation to fight in this life at this very moment. Is not so much concerned with afterlife issues.
Yeah, but can you help me, like, how the person looks like, the person who found already his meaning, as you described? Because at the beginning, speaking from my journey, at the beginning, that's what I tried to do. Try to find my authentic self and try to find what kind of meaning I want to attach to this life. And when I did, after a while, I found that no, it's not that, but perhaps it's that thing, the other thing. Then I've changed it. I've changed the meaning. Then and so on. And that made me a bit exhausted. And in a certain point, I'm tired of this. I gave up. I don't want a meaning, sort of speak. I don't want a purpose, sort of speak. I just want to go into a day today. But I want you to help me describing how that person looks like. The person who is already found that purpose or that meaning.
Yeah, we're talking about people who are always on the go, on the run, that go through certain stages. And even though they're not totally satisfied of themselves by, as they are ascending, let's say, any kind of ladder, as they go up the ladder, be it the work ladder or the social ladder, as they go up these different levels of ladder, they never stop trying to find what the best place for them is, so that they can fit in their very best place and location where they really belong. So they never stop, actually. There's nothing wrong if you go from one stage to another one and then find out that it was in vain. Nothing is in vain. All is a struggle. Everything is a struggle.
Yeah, sort of blocks above each other.
Exactly.
Are we going to find peace within with this continuous journey that you're talking about? Is that possible that we are happy with our own self or we are satisfied with what we are doing? Because every time we are doing
That's the main
something,
question.
yeah. But are we going to be happy with that part?
Well, it depends. I mean, you've got to take a step backward every now and then. You've got to take your time and relax. Don't overdo it, let's say. Got to take your time to adapt yourself to this, to whatever the situation is, be it a new situation, be it a demanding work setting, let's say. Got to take your time and then get things straight and put things in order. And always reevaluating your core values and set your priorities right, let's say, and having this sort of work-life balance, which is very, very important, because nowadays the worst kind of disease is not cancer, is not some sort of disease that suddenly comes up. It's loneliness.
Right.
That's the worst disease. It's a psychological disease. And why? Because it is caused by this remote fatigue, the home offices, if you like, which make it harder for everyone to switch off. And there's a pressure to overperform results. And this leads to an emotional drain. This leads to, let's say, a loss of motivation. Your energy is weakened. And why? Because there are extra mental efforts by your bosses for extra unpaid hours that you have to go through so as to do the work, get the job done. But is it really within your human capacities? You know, it's really hard to say. We're humans after all. We're not robots. We're not machines. And this leads to loneliness. This leads to exhaustion, tiredness, a universal fatigue, you know. And why? Because by doing all this stuff, we can't actually find meaning in our lives. There's no meaning. That I could say there's no point in doing all of them at that excessive rate, you know.
So the whole purpose of life is to find meaning, isn't it? This is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe. Yeah.
Please continue.
Yeah, I'd like others to also.
Yeah. Anubhuti
yeah.
raised her hand.
I mean,
And every one
yeah.
of you, please
There's
just
a hand
bring
by.
it here. Whatever is the question that is making you uncomfortable about your life, about your purpose, let us talk about it because we have many questions that needs to be answered. Not here,
Of
but at
course.
least somewhere else. But we need to find out the questions that are making us uncomfortable. So let us just speak it out. Yeah, Anubhuti and then Aisha and then Jayantan. Let us just go on
Okay.
with this. Yeah.
Okay, so so I understand the point of view where we have all the challenges while we are going through the journey, and our meaning of life is changing at every milestone, or probably with our intention or whatever we want to achieve in life. But when we talk about peace, my perspective, what I understand, maybe it's just one simple way of looking at things. My perspective is peace is not a destination. Peace is a part. What I'm doing, if I know my purpose, is a place of peace for me. And then it could switch, it could move. And then when I find a purpose in whatever I'm doing, am I at peace while doing it? I guess that is a journey through which I am adding peace through the purpose or adding meaning or dwelling into it. That's how I see that. So if you can share the perspective, like if anything can make sense out of this, Dimitris.
Yes, yes. Others, Anumati, yes, I agree with your point that, of course, we need to put light on. Yeah. So before Dimitri speak on this, others also can just, ask your question. If it is the same, then he will also find it easier to answer it. Jayanthan, would you like to go?
Just you want me to add on to what Anubhuti
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
One
You
question.
can carry forward with your question. Let us see what it is all about.
Okay, maybe one. Okay, first question is just simple one. Is it's like being present is peaceful, I believe, in general. Is that correct? That is one thing. And just a follow up is the meaning of life could be found easier if we are present in life, if we are being present all the moment. So is this correct?
Okay.
Just
So
these two questions, yeah.
your point is about self-awareness. So, Dimitris, would you like to answer these questions on, like Anubhati? Let me correct you. You also talk the same that are we going to find out the peace with this, continuous motion movement, isn't it? That is what you
Yeah,
asked. And
yeah.
he's also asking about being present in the moment. So, is it the path to happiness?
Well, if you ask me, based on my philosophical reflections and research, I would say that human being, um, because of the fact that he coexists with others, he has to be most of the times he has to be present in let's say socio-political settings. If we put if we take an example of the modern era, so yes, he has to partake in all these let's say circumstances, all these situations that arise and demand human beings' presence, so that human beings interact, and react among themselves, socializing, something that helps socializing. And because both Heidegger and Hegel put emphasis on the community and not on the individual, as I've said earlier. And yes, because of the fact that community consists of many, many human beings, and trying to engage them all together in these socio-political processes, of course, the more they are present in these situations, the better grasp they get of the whole of their meaning. And in that sense, this does not necessarily mean that someone has already found his peace and quiet. I mean, there is a continuous unrest on behalf of this sort of individual who always tries to be authentic and always struggles and never stops. I mean, he's never peaceful with himself, but not in the negative sense. He experiences some sort of unrest, I would say, but something that would help them settle down a bit later as he continues to find his own way.
So being present, that means being involved with our community.
That's
You
it.
know,
That's it.
that like you said, that we have to set priorities where we want to get involved, where we can find the peace, where we can find the true vision. And that is
Exactly.
all about the journey that we are seeking. We are seeking the truth. Yeah, I think that is what you meant with this. So it really makes sense why we are having so much of mental fatigue, because we are not involved with the right people at the right place. We feel stuck, isn't it? How many of you think that we feel stuck? Can you please raise your point if you feel so?
We all do. I'm not an exception.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
At times, it happens to all of us.
we
We're all
all
human
feel
beings
stuck
after all.
sometimes.
Yeah.
That's very true. Even we are following our dream, then also sometimes it happens that we realize that where we are we at the right place? Should we be here? Or we shall be doing something else, maybe good at singing, so we might be at the stage performing, but we are here giving lectures. So always we are, want to be engaged with the right place, at the right place, at the right location. And I think that is a very important point. We need to figure it out that are we at the right place or not. Then only we can define ourselves. Then only we can say that, yeah, this is me. This is what I feel that I should be, or this is something that I wanted to achieve. Isn't it? How do you feel?
Exactly, Dr. Matvi. And I would also say that what you have just said, I wish everybody thought likewise. I mean, we all know this phrase, you're the wrong person at the wrong place at the wrong time. And
Right.
what we're trying to do here is to reverse this kind of thinking process by actually trying to convince ourselves, to persuade ourselves that when time comes, we're going to feel like being the right person at the right place at the right time. And that's our vision, let's say. That's our target. That's our duty to find our homeland, to
To find
feel.
our homeland.
That's
Very
it.
nice.
That's it. Dig deeper within ourselves, and trying to find where we really belong.
Right. Very nice. Aisha, you raised your hand. Can you please take this ahead?
Yeah, I just had a few, questions and comments. So, the thing is, this question I had, it was some time ago, but I think what you mentioned, Madhuri, that we need to be at the right place and at the right time with right people. I think this matters a lot because my question was related to socialization. Dimitris, he had mentioned that socialization is required so that we can feel that we, belong to a community that with which, we can resonate. So right people and the right purpose, I think that matters because my question was related to that at this point in life and in this modern society we are socializing, right? Like never before, because we take part in events. We are, we have even digital media, social media. We are doing what? We are socializing there. But then again, that also is contributing to existential fatigue, right? Socializing is even contributing to existential fatigue. But why? Because somewhere we are driven by performance culture. There's this what can I say, this need to be uh, a certain way which is dictated by, again, it is dictated by, we can say, socio-capitalist norms. We have to be productive, we have to show that we are efficient, we are relevant. So even there, So that's why socialization is good, but then it has to be authentic, right? So this was my thought. And another thing is that I, wanted to just, make a short differentiation between doing and being. Because Dimitris, he was talking about it some time ago, that we need to focus more on, doing. So I think what I feel doing is that when what we are doing every day is that we wake up in the morning, and right from the uh, since morning we start getting engaged in our daily routine without putting in much thought in our day to day things. Like what we do is we go through the motions, right in the morning we wake up, we what we can do is we can check our mail, then throughout the day we are working, again we are checking WhatsApp and being on Instagram. So we are doing tasks by way of habit, right? And we are not actually intending all this, but it is out of habit and routine that we are doing all this. So the thing is that all day we are busy, right? We have a day full of activity, but certain, at the end of the day, we might feel that we didn't have a meaningful day. What we did was okay, we did work, but, we were not actually being authentic. So this is something that we all feel somewhere. So what Heidegger would say, I think, is that there is no reflective pause nowadays. We're always busy, doing something. So life, because of this constant doing, which this constant activities, low energy activities, they always require mental engagement, but they kind of exhaust us. So because of this, what happens is that we have a life that is busy, but then it is repetitive and flat. So yeah, this is what I feel. Another thing, okay, wait, I forgot the name of the participant. Somebody had asked that what would a meaningful person look like, right? What I feel is that when we are around a meaningful person, I think they are kind of very much secured in what they do. They are not seeking validation, in external or material possessions, right? They are not waiting for the next big success to happen, or the next big achievement, or the next big, possession. So I think they are not looking for meaning in success, money, or fame or honor. So this is what I feel, that this is how a meaningful person would behave, you know. Yeah. And okay, I have one question for everyone, that in order to, understand how our authentic selves, what we are authentically, in order to understand that, I would like everyone to reflect on this question, that when was the, last time, or when was this, when do you feel, when did you feel, um, when did you feel happy, or when did you feel that you belonged, to something, or when did you feel that you are doing something meaningful in life? There must have been, what can I say? There must have been moments like this when we all felt this way. So, in moments when we all felt this way, I think this was a window to our authenticity, to our authentic self. So, I think we need to reflect on such moments, that, why did we feel that way? Because it's rare nowadays.
Right. Aisha, thank you so
Yeah.
much. One announcement. Dimitris want to leave early. He
Oh,
has some early appointments.
okay,
And
okay.
we all thankful to Dimitris for such an enlightening talk. And it really gave us a good idea about how we should live our life. Yeah, so we all are thankful to you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you very
We will
much.
continue our discussion for other half an hour.
I look
And
forward to
then,
seeing you again in the next meetup session. Thank you very
yes.
much to all of you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much,
joining.
Dimitris.
Thank
Thank
Thank you
you.
you.
so much, everyone. Yeah, so we will continue our discussion. All right. So with the Aisha's question, Aisha, can you please repeat it once again?
My question is that, when did you feel happy, or when did you feel that you belonged, or when did you feel that you were engaging in something meaningful or your life has meaning? When did you feel that way?
Everyone can unmute themselves and, start sharing their thoughts on this important question.
Sure, I would like to go on that.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, as I said before, like I was in this journey of looking and trying to finding this, and I went into those philosophies, and those philosophies end up to be, I end up to be more confused. I didn't find things. I just find a lot of things with more questions, not answers. And when I thought that must be an ultimate truth, that not just a truth that it's depends on me, on my view, but there is an ultimate truth. I tend to search on religions, and I end up choosing one of those religions. Sorry,
Okay.
I end
Yeah.
up choosing one of those religions, and yeah, and I chose that based on logic and rational. So when and the morality of it, there is a set of morality, and when I do those moralities, I tend to find that fulfillment, I would say, because most of those moralities actually depends on serving others, basically.
True.
So perhaps that's another answer is serving others.
That is again a response to socialization, how we are interacting with the others. So we have these two categories, the self and the others. Right. So how we are interacting with them, that makes sense. How we are connecting with others. Yeah. So Aisha, Aisha, you mentioned about the doings, giving importance to doings. And even in the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, it mentions about karmanya vadika raste. That means we have to work, but work for some purpose, isn't it? And what Taha, yeah, your name is right. Taha, that is what, yeah. So what you are saying, that to find the ultimate destiny, to find the ultimate truth, it's very tricky, I feel that it's very tricky. Because sometimes you keep on finding and looking for that permanent thing, and you lose control of your temporary happiness, your moment that you have to live, and the moment you have to enjoy. So yeah, so everyone can unmute and just engage with this discussion so that we can find the answers. We can know something more on this. Yeah, Mamta. See, I don't have
So,
to call your names or something. You can just
okay.
jump in and talk about it.
So the question Aisha asked, that when was the moment when I felt authentic? A memory just came into my mind, and I just remember there was a book by the name The Fountainhead, and I was reading it, and the book, talked about selflessness, and the lead who was in it, who was like himself, and the villain sort of person, he was like, if you have to put someone down, you have to tell them to be someone they can never be. You just put such a big image in their head that they will never be that person, and then you can make them do anything, because they will always live in this shame that we have to be something that we can't be, like an idealistic thing. And I was like, all my life since childhood, I remember I was just told you're supposed to be selfless. And I felt like, that does not come naturally to me. I'm me, but I can't think of others beyond me. It's like I'm thinking of myself, and not at the cost of others. Selfishness is something else, but being self-aware is something else. But when you are told you are supposed to be selfless, so there was something that I always used to feel, that I should be ashamed of myself because I'm maybe not thinking of others before myself. But when I read it, I was like, for the very first time, I felt like I was okay. I felt like, there is someone, such a big thing, an entire book is talking about it. So I think that was the first time I felt like I belonged. I was okay, and it was okay to be me, beyond the conditioning that I was put into. So yeah, that is what.
Perfect. Like we have to be accepting, we have to accept ourselves. And that is a point in life. It really takes a lot of time uh, because we are always told that this is you are
Yeah.
dumb or you are stupid or you are beautiful or you
You're
are
supposed to be a
smart.
certain way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone is saying something about us, and we have to choose with that are we really this or that or that. So that's a tough journey, but ultimate, like Taha said, that we have to realize ourselves. We have to find the truth, and that makes ourselves who we are. Yeah. So anyone else would like to share their views on
Maybe
where
I'll
you
go.
see yourself?
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
Jayantan.
Yeah. Maybe maybe there are a lot of things coming to my mind when Aisha said that, but maybe on top of my mind, one thing is uh, I think we all are born, or the nature of being authentic, or nature of being authentic is there within us, in everybody by nature. But over the time, over the period of time, it is being shadowed, or the lot of layers come on top of it due to our environment, our circumstances, and maybe sometimes people, our relationships, etc. So it is being like so you have to remove all those layers and go deep to find that. But also sometimes it is right in front of our face, like, but we don't see it. So, for example, in my case, I was involved in my college days. I was involved in a research group. So there, we or like unknowingly, I was engaged in a group where we help. We have a community of research scholars and students, and we share knowledge to other people. And then it's like kind of what you're doing here with the philosophy, but it's like a tech thing. And then it is not money based, it's not like a startup, or it's not like monetary, so it's purely in a self-serving base. And no one was afraid to share knowledge or tools or skills to others. No one was insecure. So what if I tell this, and he will become some uh, you know more than me or something like that. There was no thought of jealousy or insecurity. But I didn't realize at that point. I was just it was just a day-to-day job, or for me. Later in life, I realized that. So sometimes we don't see it when it is right in front of our face. So I
Yeah.
believe giving something. So I believe there are two kinds of peoples in life: givers and takers. So givers in the sense just giving and not expecting publicity, or not for the sake of money or anything, just making making people happy. Yeah, I think that is what made me feel authentic. It is tough to find in our daily routine or daily life to this, to come to, to find this thing. Uh, but there is always a way. So, but you just have to be confident and just go through it so that you can find it. Yeah. And you have to be present so that you see what's exactly happening around us, or else you will miss it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Otherwise, you will be lost in the
Yeah.
crowd. Yeah. Yeah. Aisha, would you be adding to this?
Um, I think I agree with both of them that, that just a second. Who was the person who spoke just before?
Jayantan, and yeah, before that, Taha has spoken about,
Aha,
yeah,
oh, Taha, yeah,
yes, yes.
Jantan. Okay, I think I agree with, not agree, but the thing is, I understand what Taha was saying. The thing is that when we genuinely, when we feel seen genuinely for who we are. That is what Taha felt, right? The moment she read the book, she understood that it was okay, being who she was. So that thing is missing somewhere in, today's life, because somewhere the thing is we are too much judgmental when it comes to ourselves. We constantly we are trying to, police ourselves, that, we need to be a certain way. This is what Heidegger calls, that there is this voice in our head, which he calls, das man, or we can translate it in English as, the they. The they is always, dictating us with regard to what we should do, how we should be, what we ought to do. So, yeah, as what happened to Taha, that she was, told by them or das man, or, that we or Taha needs to be a certain way.
Yeah, it is
So that
Mamta.
was the, huh? Yeah, so that
Mamta
was,
has said. Hmm.
oh, okay. Okay. So this is what happens to most of us, that, we are being told, we are not told every day in that manner, but the thing is, there are norms, right? So norms are dictating us from day to, in our everyday lives, that we, need to behave or act in a certain way. Otherwise, we might be judged. So yeah, I agree with that. And then the the second speaker, what he was saying is that, when we actually genuinely, when he engaged in an act which didn't have any material or, what can I say, any other expectations, were not tied up to that particular act, he could genuinely participate and engage himself in that act. Because the thing is, there were no there he was not, suppose whatever way he was, he could genuinely, be there with his thoughts, be present there. That is what he's saying, right? We need to be present in what we do. So he could be present in that particular moment. So that is why I think he felt authentic. When you're not driven by any external, what can I say, any external expectation that, you need to give me this, this much output at the end of the day. So that was not there. They were genuinely involved, in an exchange of ideas. So that makes us feel happy, and that gives our lives meaning. So meaning is something which I think it is very different from success, money, fame, validation. And it is in these, certain small, momentary, transient acts that we genuinely find authenticity and meaning. And I think we need to be present, and, we need to be more focused, or we need to, what can I say, pay attention to those moments.
Yeah, like Merleau-Ponty has said, that perception of self, how we are perceiving self, that
Yes.
matters a lot.
Yes.
Not about judgment, but overall sense of self
Yes.
is what
Oh,
I think you want to say.
yes.
Yes.
Overall, yes. That is what I want to say. Yeah, I think so. I need to think about it a bit.
I think we had a lot of new points about this topic that we are not able to do. We are somewhere stuck. How we can go ahead? We have to find our path also. We have to find our truth also, but we have to be authentic. We have to be non-judgmental, and we really don't have to push ourselves hard, but we have to be present. So I'm sure others also want to say something on the light note. We have with us Nikhil, Pratik, Varshit, Pamina, and Shanmukh. If you want to add something to it, it would be very much good. And if Mamta, Anubhuti, you want to add something, you can go ahead. Taha, Jayantan. Yeah.
Maybe just to add
Also,
one point to what
yes.
Aisha said, she said that success or validation is doesn't give happiness. Correct? I believe why it is like that is success. I believe it's mostly connected to your ego or even external validation or anything. of course, it gives a temporary high or a temporary boost of happiness, but it it is a path of chaos, because I believe you have to again and again chase that validation or chase that success to get that temporary high. Of course, the temporary high or the spike is too high that you are addicted to it, and it's a path of chaos. But when you not try to operate from yourself, operate from your ego, and the idea is to not destroy your ego, that is also too bad, but also to keep it subtle. But if you operate from your self or your soul, what it's saying, and it genuinely doesn't require any external validation or external uh, anything from external environment, or yeah. So if you it is it's very tough to put into words. I think you guys get it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting the point. Ego
I would
is a
love to
very,
add that actually.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because it's really powerful point, and actually I 100% agree with it. But like from other sides, like we are a social creatures, you know, and we sometimes feel ourselves just from the eyes of others. So we have this a conflict where we want to operate from non-validation seeking and be authentic from ourselves. But from another side, like sometimes we cannot feel what we are unless someone else sees us. So yeah, it's a bit of balancing between those things. Yeah.
And like Jantan said, that ego can make us also, it
True.
can break us also. Sometimes, people have reached a success, but then also they are in like suicide or something negative part of the life. So ego, as we see, it is up to us, like how we want to identify ourselves in the group, isn't it? If we are successful, then also we see that we are nothing. Then obviously it's a wrong ego we are choosing. But if we want to be at that happiness level, then we have to define that happiness for us. It's all about how we look in our life, in our journey, isn't it? If somebody is living in poverty, then also he is happy. Then because of his ego. If somebody is very rich, still he is unhappy. It is because of his ego. So ego really shapes us. It can break us also. Yeah.
I have a point of here, like when we say about ego being, you have given an example of party. If a person is in party, they can still be happy. But apart from ego, there is additional thing. Ego, I'm understanding from a perspective, like if I have a mindset of being happy, then whatever the conditions are, I am not attaching my happiness to money or something, some leisure or something which is being defined by the person whom I am seeing. So it's defined by my state of mind, and that state of mind is keeping me there. As soon as the other person comes over there, for example, a neighbor comes over there who is in the same condition how he was. Person A and person B was both in party. Person A was happy. Person B got lucky and he got some money from somewhere, and then he come back to the person A. Now this is a place where the ego actually comes in place. So the other person is showing that, okay, see, this is how I am. It becomes, ego becomes dramatic, but this person A have to define, I am at peace. At the same time, they have to face the other person. Now, the what Jayant was mentioning about, like ego and soul, ego gets to success and soul gets to meaning. I guess the difference between that to balance is boundary. Because if you are not creating that boundary, then that ego of the other person comes to us, creates envy or jealousy, and that it breaks the wall of your happiness or your intention of being there in that present moment. So I guess that is also one perspective where to maintain your ego, sometimes it looks like a boundary to the other person. Probably they would say you don't have anything, but still you have so much attitude. It's not the attitude. Basically, it's the ego with a boundary, in a definition of boundary, which is protecting us from the other person. So, uh, ego is kind of a protective layer at certain places where we want to maintain our boundary from the external influences which we don't want. But if it goes high, obviously it would be an imbalance. But yeah, this is also one of the perspective I could add.
That's a very beautiful point that you have shared. I totally agree with what you are saying. Yeah. So, yes, in 5 minutes, we are going to wind it up. So, in this 5 minute, if you have to share something, some ideas which we can take forward, take ahead, some kind of summarization of what we had discussed so far, you can go ahead with it. And you can also let us know that have you enjoyed this journey or not, the moment that we have experienced all together or not? Is there anything else that we can bring to this platform, or we can add to this platform? Pamina raised hand. Pamina, would you like to go ahead?
Yes,
And if you can
yes,
please
thank
switch
you.
on your video, then we can also see.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure. Sorry, I kept it off.
thank you.
It's the first time I joined and I really enjoyed the session. I'm in that phase of my life where I'm asking myself a lot of questions. So wherever I can find some space to discuss them and listen to people having the same thoughts, it's always very beautiful and insightful, I think. One thing we have talked about a lot, you have talked about a lot, is authenticity. And you mentioned earlier, Madhvi, being stuck. And throughout our days and our lives, we're always asked to play like several roles. But on our journey to unbecome some of these roles, and in order to always seek authenticity, which changes, I think, over the years, because there are always those little depths inside our lives or throughout our life where some parts of us just simply die, and there follows, I think, by some others that are some newer and younger versions of and probably different versions of what we used to be. So in I'm becoming what we used to be and we don't feel we are no longer. I sometimes feel on one hand this yeah I have the feeling of being stuck, but also the feeling of getting lost, like in my thoughts. And I don't know, I haven't found yet the strategy.
Yeah, I can totally relate to this point because I know we all are in this journey. We all face the similar moments again and again in our life, and that is why we need to be social. We need to be with the people who can really guide us, who can really show us if we are lost. That is what Dimitris was also talking about, that we need to be really choosy about who we want to be and with whom we want to be. That matters a lot. And even Aisha was saying the same thing. Aisha, if you can just conclude with some lines, few lines, then it would be really nice to hear you.
Um, what I would like to say is that I totally agree, completely agree with Pamina that when she said that we are lost, right? So there's this constant, uh, thing that we face where we lose ourselves and our thoughts, right? We get lost in this, noise that surrounds us. This constant noise, this constant, distraction, or there's this constant constructed opinions that we come across. There's this, what can I say, barrage of, content you open your mobile right in the morning, and there's this onslaught of opinions and noise and distractions, right? So we get lost and absorbed in all of this, and somewhere we get swayed away in this flow. So as again, I'm forgetting the name. Just a second. I agree with
Pamina and Jayanthan, yes.
I think Anubhuti was talking about how
Yes.
we need to, protect our ego, right? Because this ego, or this, I would, rather than ego, I'll use the, term self. That we need to somewhere draw boundary and protect this sense of self that we have. Because this sense of self, gives us meaning. It is something that we need to nurture. So because this is where our authenticity, lies. This is where we, can come face to face with who we are. So this is why I think now in this present times we need to protect ourselves with boundaries, and so another thing is, I feel, as you said, that on one hand, we need to protect ourselves with boundaries, but on the other hand also we need to strike a balance by being social with others, because if we miss that part of being social, we'll miss out on being so many things that makes us human. Because it is only when we are in a social interaction with others or with a community that we learn certain aspects of us. Like, we can say that we learn what actually friendship feels like. Friendship, it doesn't happen in isolation, right? We come to know what friendship actually feels like, or what humor actually feels like. We can't do jokes in isolation. When we
Yes.
come in contact with others, we become funny, right? So then we also learn empathy. Then we learn how to be just human beings. We Otherwise, if we are totally isolated, how will we even understand how justice might feel like, or how we need to think in order to think like just human beings. This happens when we are located amongst others. So yeah, and other things also, like solidarity and all of that. So on the one hand, I feel being a social person is important, but on the other hand, we also need to protect our sense of self and be authentic.
Yes. Aisha, thanks a lot for concluding it in a so beautiful way. And I'm really sure that Pamina and every one of you, we all are finding some part of ourselves, some part of us that has been lost, that has not been explored. So many parts of us are hidden from us. That is an identity issue again. So we really need to figure it out. We really need to find it out. And this is all the journey that we are going. So like Pamina said, that she engages with all this discussion so that she can understand, she can figure it out, she can find out the questions. And that same thing is going with us also. We are also exploring it. We are also dealing with it. So I'm sure all of you had a very good time here. You had a very good, discussions and exploration of the points that you were looking for. So we will meet again. We will continue this discussion. Right now, we are closing this session, but we will meet again for our next talk. And I'm sure the notification about that talk will come to you. The topic is already been given. If you have any suggestion, you can write to me and we will bring it. If you want to present yourself as a speaker, then also you can let me know. Okay? Anubhuti, Pamina, Taha, Mamta, Shanmukh, Jayantha, Nikhil, Pratik, everyone, each of you, thank you so much for joining. And Aisha, every time Aisha joins, she brings different light to it. You are a genius, totally. And every time you bring a different concept to it, and she is a research scholar and she is going to complete. Aisha, this is the year, right? You are going to submit your thesis. So
Yeah,
we
I've already
all the best
submitted.
for your already
Yeah,
submitted. Wow, that's
yeah.
very, very
Thank
good. Looking forward for your defense, and absolutely you are a genius. no doubt.
It's nothing
Yeah.
like that.
So Dimitris is also saying something. So he's here or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so we will wind it up. Each of you, can we have a video, on so that we can just take a group photo? Just for a second, and we will close it. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. We are not judging you. Just, it's a memory that we are all here joined together and we have discussed some really great ideas, some really great discussions, insights. Taha, if you're here, can you please come again? Okay, Pratik,
Sure.
each of you, I'm really thankful to
We'll be
you
there, inshallah.
for this great, insightful talk.
Thank you.
And yeah, before I close, I really want to know who you are, like, professionally or personally, whatever you want to share, 2, 3 lines about you, like what you're doing currently, so that we can just have a good close and we can really, have a good connection altogether. Just in one line, and we can just wind it up. Aisha is a research scholar. I'm working as an assistant professor. I'm teaching in Jain University, Bangalore. Anubhuti, she is
Sure.
I think, personal trainer or something,
No,
right?
I'm a life and leadership coach. Yeah, having
Okay.
experience of HR, but I'm in also Bangalore, by the way.
That's very nice. We can plan some offline meetup also.
Yes.
Yeah, Taha, can you please continue?
Yeah, sure. I'm career-wise, I'm a product manager and entrepreneur basically. And from the other side, I'm just into philosophy and truth seeker actually. Yeah.
Very nice. Nice to meet you. Pleasant to meet you. Yes.
Otherwise, same wise.
Pamina, and thank you, Taha. Pamina, can you please tell something?
Yes, absolutely. Professionally, I'm working in sales in eyewear specifically. And by the way, I'm also dealing with the Indian market. So
That's
this
very
is a
nice.
very nice coincidence. And I'm from Italy, from northern Italy. I was born up in the mountains, in the Dolomites, and I'm now living close to Venice. But currently, I'm traveling Thailand. I'm on a workation, let's say, because I'm still working until end of next month, until end of next week, and then I will be on holiday.
So
I
nice.
guess
So
that's
lucky
also the
people.
reason why I got the chance to find this event, because it was probably closer than when I am in Italy.
Very nice. So nice to meet you, Pamina, and hopefully you will join again.
Thank you
And
very
visit
much
India
for the
once.
evening.
We will meet offline also.
I
Yeah.
do visit India sometimes. Yes, absolutely. I've been there like 4 or 5 times so far in the latest 3 years.
Anubhuti is saying something that you can say, Anubhuti. You are in you are also in
I'm in
Italy.
Italy.
Oh my God.
I'm in Italy
What a
right now. I'm
connection.
on vacation in Italy, and you're in
Oh.
Ah, wow.
That's what I was
Where are
saying.
you in Italy?
I'm in Venice as of now.
Oh, how nice. If you need any suggestion or help, don't hesitate to reach out.
Of course.
You
Thank
all
you.
can join our WhatsApp group. We will have a very good interactions there. You can just share
Amazing.
the contacts also. Yeah. Mamta, can you please talk about yourself a bit?
So professionally, I'm working as a banker. I'm from Himachal and I'm working here only. And personally, I think what gives me the high, what has given me the high, has always been a layering and, coming a bit more closer to who I am, finding my authentic self. That has been the most satisfying and most challenging journey. But yeah, that's where I thrive. So that's who I am personally.
You said you are in Himachal.
Yes, I'm in
We are
Himachal.
coming to mountains. I also like mountains a lot. Pamina is also like she enjoys mountain and all these things. Aisha, what
I
about
found
you?
Beaches, I found beaches very calming. I don't
Oh,
know. I've been here all my life, but when I visited beach, I think it was a different experience altogether. So yeah, I'm more of a beach person.
okay. I'm like a mountain person. I like to go mountains. I
So,
like trekking and
so
all these things. Jayanthan, can you just talk a bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm an engineer working in Bangalore, and I'm actually from Chennai. So yeah, and I'm more into psychology, Buddhist psychology, and Carl Jung. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for the opportunity, and it was good, nice interacting with everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jayanthan. You are a mountain person or a beach person? This question for everyone.
Mountain, yeah.
Oh
Even though
God.
I'm from
Okay,
a
very
beach
nice.
place, I'm into mountains. Yeah.
Anubhati, if I'm not wrong, you are also a beach person?
No, I am a mountain
Oh,
person.
you are also a mountain person.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, fine. Taha, you said about it. You are a mountain or
Definitely, I'm a beach person,
you are also a beach person. And Aisha, what
but
about
I
you?
love mountains. I love jumping from mountains to a
Or you
beach.
like jumping from mountain to the beach? I mean to the sea. Okay, Aisha, what about you?
No, that's dangerous.
That's a
Jumping
dangerous.
from the mountain into the sea. I am a mountain person.
Okay,
I
okay.
love the presence of mountains. Like they
Yeah.
really, they are
Hmm.
like they are majestic, right? And they kind of humble you. They
Yeah.
make you feel, that you are not, what can I say?
It calms our
You are not,
ego, you know.
yeah. That is what it does. So
Hmm.
that is why I like being in the presence of mountains, so
Right.
that you then, don't get full of yourself.
Yeah. True, true, true. Nikhil, just
I
last
feel
few words.
I
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that I feel that nature, generally speaking, does humble us in a very nice way. Like even if I'm out in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean on a boat, like I feel very humbled, and it's a very nice way. Like it's a very good way of feeling this. Also up in the mountains.
Yes.
So
So you are a
yeah.
mountain person.
I was born up in the mountains but I love the sea actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I can say you are a beach person or mountain person, both.
Both. Yes,
Nice.
absolutely. I also love doing mountain sports, so I'm definitely both.
Very nice. Nikhil, please go ahead.
Hello everyone. I am Nikhil. Basically, I am a student in Bangalore. So I am more of a beach type of person because I didn't visited much of mountains. I visited many beaches in Pondicherry, Chennai, and apart from my academics, I am more I am more to trying to become to live the journey of entrepreneurship, as Taha has mentioned.
Very nice. We are all inspiration for each other, and that makes sense. Yeah, Pratik, can you please tell us about yourself if you are here? We would like to listen to you. Okay. All right. Everyone, it's gives me immense pleasure that all of you have joined here to be part of this journey, to be part of this experience. And I'm very sure that you are going to join us again for other talk that we will have. We will organize soon. So with this, I will just close this session and thank you everyone for joining. Everyone, Aisha, Pamina, Anubhuti, Jantan, Nikhil, Mamta, Taha, Dimitris, Pratik, everyone. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you. Okay, we can all leave and have a successful journey ahead. Till the next time we connect. Okay,
Thank you so much,
thank
everyone.
you.
Have a good day. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
Pamina.
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.